post on LinkedIn, how to uh, grade on LinkedIn and all this. So please welcome J.S. Kumar and please take the session and please enlighten us on these aspects. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Padmaja ma'am, for inviting me to this session. Um, so happy morning to all the OBN members who are part of this session. And this topic is like how LinkedIn helps to growth in B2B and B2C. So first of all, let me introduce myself for people who don't know me. So I am GS Kumar from the city of Bangalore, LinkedIn marketing consultant and trainer and job hunt coach. So I work with three different target audience. One is the middle management to CXOs who are looking for a job change. We provide job hunt done for you service where we prepare executive resume, LinkedIn, and our USP is getting interviews from the non-advertised platforms, wherein within 30 days we give interviews. And second target audience is the MSME and startups who are looking for international clients, investors for their startups and MSME. So we help boosting their LinkedIn profile to attract the right set of target audience, where we completely reposition brand and optimize to attract the right global opportunities for them. Third one is the corporate training, where we execute training for recruiters, sales team, business owners, wherein will be group batch. I've conducted classes for Randstad, Questquad, First Meridian, Simply Learn, KPMG Rise. So those kind of companies, I'm a retainer. I'm regularly doing a corporate training for the session for them. Um, so totally around 37,000 global followers and 9,000 job seekers we've helped, and more than 50 plus LinkedIn marketing projects I've done in the past. So that's why I got hands-on in understanding this LinkedIn platform. And more than 50 workshops I've done in the past. And my background is from a recruitment background, HR background, where I worked in staffing firms and companies like Wipro and Manipal and Upgrade in the talent acquisition leadership hiring space, wherein I had the chance to work on LinkedIn from 2010-11, where we hunt for profiles, leadership profiles especially. So that's why I had a hands-on from 2011 to till now. I've been using LinkedIn extensively, wherein we use for multiple purposes. So 2016, I started my own company, JS Kumar Company, wherein I targeted these three segments and started working towards that. So this clubhouse session, I'll be talking more about how LinkedIn can enhance the growth in terms of business. So I've also live streamed this particular session on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So if you have a chance to look at my link and video and PowerPoint, you can join those sessions also. You can click in the group wherein it is active and live. Now, scaling is one of the major element for every business, and why LinkedIn is critical for business growth. Now, you can see a gradual shift in the business networking, where it is earlier it is more towards handshakes and events and physical networking, where we go and meet on a Saturday or Sunday, all those things. But LinkedIn is your digital handshake with a global business arena. That's how we'll have to look at it. Okay, so it's a networking platform and not a social media platform. So that exactly fits into the business networking. People who are already into it, you know what a business networking is always into and how it will enhance your business. So think LinkedIn as your business networking platform with the global members, like how Raghavendra has given introduction to OBN on how it is enhancing your business, what are the rules and regulations. It's easy also and tough also. There are a lot of elements to it. So likewise, think LinkedIn as your global business arena, wherein you be part of that particular group of professional networking platform. Now you can scale trust and visibility faster than ever before, because we are in the digital space where I always say it's a global business and it's a new real estate wherein we have to have more and more presence in the online space, wherein your physical elements is not at all a condition. Like 80s and 90s, starting a business itself, it's very, very terrible. And we may not have an office space, we may not have multiple other things, but still we were wondering like how to do it. But today, in the digital space, anybody sitting at home with a laptop can start their own gig work or business, service, products, anything can be done. The only requirement is you just have to have an online presence. That's all, wherein it opens global opportunity. Now, beyond other platforms, how it will work and enhance, because of course, you have used multiple platforms like Instagram, Facebook, um, Clubhouse, multiple platforms you have used. But why LinkedIn is your secret weapon? So that element we will cover up first. Then we will move on to what are the major mistakes are done by founders on LinkedIn and how to avoid those kind of mistakes so that it will enhance our presence. And we will be talking about why B2C platforms may not help you in scaling up, and how to scale from B2C to B2B with LinkedIn. So that is the agenda for today I have. So later we'll have a brainstorming session on your own personal experience in the food industry. So first and foremost, why LinkedIn is your secret weapon? So first of all, it's a platform of gold mine of powerful B2B leads where 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn, comparing to Instagram and Facebook. Number one. Number two, it's a large user base, and especially if you talk about only in India, there are about 148 million Indian users, including key decision makers in food industry. Okay, I'm talking about only the food industry, which I'm talking about, where about this particular number is being arrived. The third factor is the thought leadership, because every post on LinkedIn which has a value driven messages will get 3x more shares and repost, commenting, posting, wherein apart from your network, it is getting shared to the other people. Like any other social media platform, it is also have the option for sharing, but it is more connection driven rather than followers driven. So that way, if somebody like Padmaja is posting about millet content and I liked it, and then I repost that, my connections get to know about Padmaja's value driven messages, where they'll start liking and start getting connected to it. All that can happen with the power of LinkedIn just because of reposting and sharing all those things. So the major factor in terms of LinkedIn is 80% of LinkedIn users are decision makers. Now you might have a wide variety of audience where there are multiple key people where the decision takes a very longer time. But here the advantage is 80% are there only will be investing money on your product, service, or coaching, whatever. So there is no gatekeepers for getting approval and appointment and multiple other things. Any CEO, if you have a message DM and all that, they will be able to respond in case it is resonating with them. So that is simple element which provides by LinkedIn. And the biggest advantage what I have seen is only 1 to 3% of LinkedIn users post original content weekly. That means your competitors are not at all there, and it is your advantage to project yourself bigger in the platform. Because if you compare the other platforms, your competitors will be already dominating and you will feel little inferior. Okay, these people are already there. And second thing is, in too much of crowd will you usually get lost. But here it's the content creator itself is very very less. Where I mean, consistent content creators is very less. Wherein we can have an added advantage that only being consistent, you can grab huge market share if you are able to be consistent and connect with the right set of people. Now, how this content can be managed, that's a very in-depth, profound detailing. But what I would suggest is more and more video content, live content will give a clear advantage because you are enabling people to converse and projecting yourself as a leader in your own industry. And the data says LinkedIn users earn 2x more than Facebook or Instagram users because your LinkedIn audience is more capable and high intent and financially capable of purchasing your offer comparing to the Facebook and Instagram. So you can avoid irrelevant target audience who are not at all showcasing any interest, or uh, there is no potentiality in going forward or following back, all those things. So here it is very simple straightforward conversation you will be making with your content by your thought leadership content, by projecting your product or offering. Now, having said understanding this particular LinkedIn, what are the 5 common mistakes a founder is making consistently, which I've observed last 8 years, 9 years when I started business? Is number one is there is no ideal customer profile because everybody maybe they've they were in a job and they quit the job and then started their own business, or they've started their family business and continued, or they have taken some franchisee and continued. So there is no framework on who is my ideal customer profile. And what happens is we are pitching to everyone, which is logically gives a waste of time and effort and cost also, because we don't know who is our ideal customer profile, ICP, and we spray and pray usually, that thinking that these people might buy, so let me create a lot of awareness. Number two, there is no buyer persona, because if at all you don't have an ICP, obviously there is no buyer persona. Buyer persona in the sense you are breaking up your ideal customer profile into demographics, um, multiple age criteria, location criteria, breaking up into bits and pieces of your ideal customer profile, psychology to understand how exactly the buying power, what is the pattern of buying, and what is the psychology of buying, when they will buy, which is the platform they will buy. All these elements has to be taken as a blueprint. Like if I talk about the construction example, before building any building, it is comes with a blueprint where we design that particular space, and where is the hall, where is the kitchen, where is the watering, everything we take into a blueprint, then only we start brick by brick. Now this doesn't happens with the business, but that is why we are not scaling up. We are selling, but we are not scaling. That's what I understand, because we don't have a proper foundation on what we are building. Because you can understand the fact that once you have a blueprint, you can have ideas on what exactly I might be doing with this building in next 5 years. Let's say you are constructing a house right now, but immediately you may not have an idea to build a first floor, a second floor, a third floor. But once you have a blueprint, you might have the idea that, okay, I will next year I will build a first floor, next year I'll do give it for rent, I'll open two commercial, I mean rented shops. That is a plan you can make if at all you have a foundational blueprint, which is missing with most of the founders, where the blueprint it's not been maintained. That's the area where uh, the mistakes is happening, so that we'll have to avoid those aspects. Third biggest thing whatever I see is poor positioning. Now, poor positioning means what exactly you are representing in the online space. Based on that, the perceived understanding will be there for your customers. Now, if you have to scale up, you have to represent yourself as a B2B expertise, so that you get trust from your B2B audience. But if you project yourself as a B2C, like entrepreneur or founder, director, selling this products and all that, it may not attract the right B2B audience. So even if you are not somebody who is into B2B space, I would suggest project yourself at least as a B2B founder so that you attract the right clients. Even not this year, next year you can attract, right? So but you should believe that you are getting into that space. So first, projection should be positioning should be in that manner where we project ourselves as a B2B player comparing to B2C, okay, or combination, so that you attract retail clients also and wholesale clients also, so that it enhances the experience. Because if you don't project, then people will not connect in the right space. They will think you are a B2C service provider, and they will not connect in the right mentality or intention to connect with you. So our own projection makes things in a very very different way, wherein we'll have to project in a right positioning. So I'll be talking about positioning in very, very detail on the Thursday session, where I have a dive deep in content on how to position ourselves in the global arena with the use of LinkedIn. Now, fourth point is wrong connections. When we come to WhatsApp group and all that, we join multiple different groups thinking that, okay, I'll create awareness to multiple people and um, I sell my products. Now the same habit is repeating in LinkedIn, where we provide generic invites, random people who are not at all our ideal customers, or they don't even understand what products we are making, and there is no interest level. So since it's a platform of online, we think that, okay, the more and more people, I have more and more business, which can be setback in your LinkedIn profile, because algorithm is very very strict and very very conscious in understanding whom you are making connections and what are you doing. So if you are going into multiple direction, then LinkedIn algorithm is get confused that what exactly you are doing. So today you are connecting with a recruiter, tomorrow you are connecting with an IT professional, day after tomorrow you are connecting with a manufacturer, and then you're getting invites from a student. So LinkedIn algorithm gets confused on what exactly you're planning to do. So once you have a presence on LinkedIn, make sure that you list that this is the person or this is the criteria I will have to connect. Let's say purchase managers. So now try to connect only to purchase managers who belongs to restaurants or cafes or hotels, who can take decision for you, and try to send connection requests, introductions, so that you create a group of people who belong to the same industry, where tomorrow when you start posting content, they'll resonate. Otherwise, if your bunch of followers is random 10 different people, then obviously it will go into a failure roadmap. So that is very very consciously we'll have to make. Number five is ignoring social selling index. That means we are in the social media platform and social networking. Social selling means it comes with a social proof on why I have to trust you. Now, we don't have any proofs that we are the best or something like that. So we'll have to generate a lot of proofs for us to trust, get trust from the other people, because LinkedIn is a place where it is 24 bar 7 global office, and even while you are sleeping it is working. So it should be like, even when you are sleeping your LinkedIn has to work, because the great plus point of LinkedIn, it's a discoverability platform where people start discovering you for various keywords, and then they are reaching out to you. Now, without your presence, if your LinkedIn has to work, it should gain a lot of trust, detailing about your trust factor, experience, what you call product detailing, what is a call to action. Everything has to be crystal clear, so that anybody who lands your profile, it should act as a visiting card and have a call to action to the next level of conversation, because they want to converse with you to the next level of interaction to make a purchase, or to just have an understanding about your product. But if you don't facilitate on the social selling index, that these are the okay, I'm just an entrepreneur, I'm a founder, food industry, then there is no information you are providing to a people who are ready to buy. Because as you said, these are all decision makers, and they will quickly look into your profile scan and understand what exactly you are bringing to the table. So if you are not giving a specific detailing about what exactly you do, then the opportunity is lost, because they are quick decision makers and uh, very very potential clients. So losing potential clients is something a great loss to a founder who are beginning in the entire arena. So if possible, can you comment which is the mistakes which you are doing so that we understand? Number one, no ICP. Number two, no buyer persona. Number three, poor positioning. Number four, wrong connections. And number five, ignoring social selling index. Put it on the chat box on what exactly is the mistakes which generally you see founders are making. Now, talking about ICP, since we have wide variety of experience in the past meeting a lot of people, there are five signals of a wrong ICP, be it food industry or any other industry. This is very very common, but top five I have taken. So see whether it is resonating to your past experience. When we see these five signals, the number one signal of a wrong ICP is low engagement, wherein your target audience ignoring your campaigns, ignoring your links which you've been posting on various platforms, click throughs, conversion rates. These are all number one signal which you have a wrong ICP. Number two, high churn. That means customers leave quickly, indicating mismatched needs or expectations. They might come and purchase, but they will leave quickly. So that is a signal that we are in a wrong ICP. Third ICP, poor fit feedback. So now when you are getting into a wrong customer, obviously he will report that this product is not good, this service is not good, because in his mind it is not a right product or a right service. So they will start giving wrong feedback, which will influence our psychology and product, and we start thinking our product is bad. So that is because we are talking to the wrong customers. That's the only reason you are getting a poor feedback. So prospecting and client on a right product and right service is very very crucial. Otherwise we start thinking our product is bad. Number four, inconsistent sales cycles. Now when you have a right set of people, obviously you will start getting referrals, because the right customer will always know other right customer, well they keep on referring to the product or service. Now if there is an inconsistent sales, like check your last 6 months and then see whether where there is a high, where there is a dip. Try to understand those kind of things in an Excel sheet, and see which are all customers you met, and what was the customer conversion rate, what was the time taken in converting. All that as business owners we should maintain. Only then we will, when we are scaling up, it will give a greater input on who is my right customer, and target only those customers and platform which will give results. Okay, so misalignments, making a wrong commitment, inconsistent sales is a crucial signal that we are not talking to the right customer. And number five, marketing efforts. Whatever marketing efforts you're putting, either you're joining in a networking platform or Instagram, Facebook, or you're visiting a trade show, whatever marketing efforts you are putting, you get a very minimum ROI, because you're not targeting the right segment. Now these are the top five, but there are a lot of things which gives a signal that we are completely in a wrong ICP. So whichever you feel that this is a signal I have got, you can comment on the chat box. Number one, low engagement. Number two, high churn. That means customers leave quickly. Number three, poor feedback. Number four, inconsistent sales cycles. And number five, wasted marketing efforts. So these are the five major signals which we have to see going forward when something is not working bad. That means the ideal customer profile, whatever we have created or not created, is giving these signals. So quickly we'll have to move on to the creating new ICP, which will help us. Okay. Now, you might worked with Facebook, Instagram, or other platforms where you could have seen results. Okay, I posted a poster, I posted a video, and a lot of people liked, and a lot of people sent DM that, okay, I need this product, I need the recipe, I need this product varieties, I need the samples. Everything is fine, but every social media has its own nuances where we'll have to understand that whether it will help me in scaling up my business in B2B. So if we talk about first Facebook, only 12% of B2B buyers use it for vendor research. Because now we are focusing only towards the B2B where we are talking about vendors and other people, purchase managers. So my concentration on Facebook will be more towards on the vendor research, which contributes only to 12%. But if you ask me, it will be good for great B2C and D2C kind of a products where you are directly meeting your customers. Okay. So this is the data given by Hootsuite where it says only 12% of B2B buyers look for the profiles wherein they want to have a volume based sales. So this Facebook algorithm is more towards viral content, sharing, liking, commenting, all those entertainment based elements, but not professional networking. That's a major clear difference we'll have to understand from this platform, that it's completely different from LinkedIn. But many people think that, okay, I post 4 posts on Facebook, let me repeat the same post on LinkedIn, which will direct you to a failure model, and in LinkedIn will not work in that way. So that's a clear indication that we work towards professional networking rather than Facebook. Next one, we are most liked platform. It's our WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp definitely have changed and transformed a lot of people's business, having um, setting up a business and business WhatsApp, multiple other things. It is very good for quick chats, communication, sharing things, joining multiple groups. But what it is lacking is the discoverability. So we cannot search somebody like, okay, Chennai restaurant owners or purchase managers until or unless you are in the group. It is all total group crowd which you have, which you are participating, and we can create awareness or sign-ups for your webinar, workshops, multiple other things, but it is completely lacking discoverability. But what data from Hootsuite or LinkedIn says is 78% of B2B buyers prefer formal platforms they trust, not on the WhatsApp. So it creates that it is a spammy message, whatever you're doing. Maybe after an appointment, when you have a call with your potential client and other things, then it is okay to have a conversation in WhatsApp or sharing your brochure, whatever it is. That is absolutely fine. But initial projection, when you're going for a business, projection in yourself on LinkedIn is more better comparing to WhatsApp. So people who are spending in WhatsApp, they have to migrate to LinkedIn platform to project themselves, show their authority, rather than sticking only to WhatsApp and join 50 groups, 60 groups, thinking that my potential client may be there so that I'll share my posters. That's completely waste of your marketing efforts. It might give you sales, but it will not help you in scale. Now coming to the last one, Instagram. It is perfect for food-based products, cosmetic-based products. A lot of mompreneurs are doing this. A lot of work from home women are doing extremely well on this platform. And the thing is, only 14% of B2B buyers trust for business decisions as per Hootsuite, because you will get a lot of likes, shares, comments. They'll download your video and then put it in WhatsApp. Everything is fine. But still, again, it's a D2C platform where it will not help you in scale up. You have to keep on repeating your efforts in terms of your marketing efforts every single day to post new things, where you'll have to attract the volume based clients. So volume, when you are targeting retail, when you are targeting, the consistent effort is required. Maybe I'll tell you a real time example where I have observed, like in terms of D2C platforms, like how it is working. I was observing this promotions of this new movie which is upcoming, Thug Life, which is directed by Maniratnam and acted by Kamal. So, last 15 days, I'm seeing interviews after interviews in multiple YouTube channels where they are keep on promoting their upcoming movie project. So, what I thought, why they are moving, I mean, going towards this kind of consistent PR activities, is they are thinking about volumes. So when they are thinking about volumes, they have to be on a platform like YouTube where their ideal customer profile is there. Now, who's their ideal customer profile? Is the people who are quickly watching the movies. That means the age 15 to 30 who turn out to movie theaters, comparing to the other people who don't turn out that fast. So typically school students, college students, those people, they quickly move on to the movies where the habit is watching movies. Now these people, where they are available, they are in YouTube. So that's why they are going to this kind of PR activities where they are consistently doing a lot of interviews, performing lot many activities. Last 15 days, I was doing every single day one channel. They are promoting themselves. Now the disadvantage of D2C is you will have to do consistent efforts after efforts to attract the volume crowd, because it is a never-ending story where you have to keep reminding them that my product is upcoming or my service is upcoming. But they have also tied up with other OTT platforms where it is just an agreement signed that okay, after playing this show for 50 days, I will release this particular content to your platform. So that's one agreement they make where they'll sell it in OTT platforms, which is a large volume of business. They will sign in one contract. Now that's a way as founders we have to think on what one quick agreement which will give me volumes. Otherwise, we'll not scale up. We'll put lot of consistent efforts towards the D2C and B2C platforms, which will drain our energy over a period of time. Yeah. Now, how to fix this? The first and foremost, take a diary and write your ideal customer profile. Who's your ideal customer profile? Define your perfect buyer. It should have role, pain point, location. Let's say, for an example, health food calves in Bangalore needing organic snacks. That should be your definition of ideal customer profile when you belong to a food industry. Now, what could be the buyer persona? Identify his job role, title, what will be his goals for his company to go for, what are his challenges in getting those vendors. This is the way we'll have to think so that we understand the psychology of buying pattern in the B2B space. Next is use LinkedIn to post polls, because right now you don't know who is the ideal customer profile. So make a lot of polls, understand the LinkedIn analytics on who is engaging with your content, who is resonating with your content. Polls is a greater way to understand what people think about your product. Okay. Now that way you will understand who is resonating and start interacting, start conversation with the people who um, participated in polls, because that will definitely have some potentiality in collaboration, co-creation, whatnot. So if you talk about millet, only people who already have that experience will start um, participating in the polls. Not everybody, maybe may not be an software guy, may not be a college student, will be participating. So experiment by doing polls that who's resonating, then start conversations there, so that it's easier for you to understand who is my ideal customer profile and what is the fast paced decisions they can take. And when you are creating buyer persona, it is not only one, it should be multiple buyer persona. Okay, so that you understand at what level they are, what all decision making happens there, what is the buying pattern, psychology. So 3 4 experiments you have to do in creating ICP and buyer persona, so that you experiment these pattern of buying, pattern of psychology, the kind of questions they ask. So it'll provide you a lot of market research, market elements, when you go for polls and postings, conversations, multiple other things, which you were not even aware that these are the perspectives from a buyer, from a market, that oh, this they are thinking in this way, I was thinking in this way, but market is thinking in this way. So accordingly, you re-strategize your conversation or frequently asked questions, so that tomorrow when you are meeting the similar level of clients, you can proactively give, okay, I mean, you can avoid rejections to buy. Let's say somebody is offering discounts or offering bundle of products. You may not be aware that this segment will ask for a discount, or this people is buying products in bundle. You may not be aware, but only talking to 10 people, you will get a fact that okay, these people have this kind of a pattern of thinking. Now that will enhance your product and business model, that you can come up with a new business model and product varieties, bundling, discounting, offering, multiple things you can do just because understanding the buyer persona. This is very 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 crucial, because I made the mistake that I've randomly thrown a lot of people, but after doing research I understood that these people need this kind of combination, which will work better to address their dream outcome on any product and services. Now, not only ICP and buyer persona, you should also understand the customer journey on how their psychological pattern works. So these are the 5 customer journey, which starts from unaware customer, problem aware customer, solution aware customer, product aware customer, and most aware customers. Now this customer psychology is there in every product and service and coaching, where we only concentrate on the unaware customer, thinking that okay, I am new to the business, so I have to create a lot of awareness, which will consume a lot of time in terms of your marketing efforts. Rather, you will have to go shift into the most aware customers, wherein their buying cycle time is very very faster. Now what is the unaware customer? He doesn't even understand that he has a problem. Now, if you start creating awareness after awareness for the unaware customers, the buying cycle time completely will be more than 3 months to 1 year, because he doesn't even realize that he has a problem. But comparing to other segments, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware, it's little easy because he knows the problem, he knows the solution, and he knows the product, that way. Let's say somebody who's not at all thinking about having a good healthier food. Now if you talk about millets and organic foods and multiple other things, he'll say, oh yeah yeah yeah, yes, this is good, yeah yeah, but he will not convert. But think about somebody who's at 40 years, 50 years, who's keep on thinking about his health aspect and buying organic products, all that. For him, if he show the millet products, then he'll appreciate, because it is one of the wide variety which he wants to buy, and he was just searching for good organic products which he wants to have a habit. Now the buying cycle will be very less, and he will purchase quickly, and he will also refer other people, because he knows who will be the people who is interested in your product. So that way, categorizing this customer journey is also most crucial when you are creating your MIS on ICP, buyer persona, and customer journey. Because of at least 6 months, you could have done your business in the past. So collect all this data on where I have sold fast. Is it 7 days or 3 months or 1 year? That data you'll have to collect so that you understand that this is a guy who's purchasing faster. Then reverse engineering to understand that which guy who purchased in 7 days and create a similar level of people, a buyer persona, to understand that these are the customers where I have to sell faster. And you'll also start researching and on where these customers are going, what is their buying pattern. So accordingly, you can strategize to reach out to them. Okay, this is very very critical because I have made a lot of mistakes in this kind of things where when I started I worked only with resumes and other things where I was drastically failed with freshers because they say okay I have Google to give templates and other things where a lot of people not even purchased. But when I transitioned to middle management and leadership roles, then the magic happened because they don't have time and they want to have some strategical viewpoint from HR point of view, which they have liked and purchased. You can't even believe that even when I started in 2016, my premium infographic resume I priced at 4,500 rupees, which many people will disagree that okay, this is very, very costly. But I made a clear point that I will be targeting only the middle management to CXOs where they are affordable and investing. So that worked better because they don't have time, they have money to pay, and they want jobs, but they don't know why they are not fitting in the right space. So that element clicked a lot where the faster conversion happened and success followed in that particular thing. So typically, when you have unaware customers, think about your past data on what it says. If it is more than 3 months, it's a red signal, wherein you'll have to avoid those customers and think about people who are most aware customers with your own data and start creating community with people who are faster buyers. Now, why LinkedIn comes to into this picture is because they are most aware customers because they know the product, they know the service, they know the coaching. They are always knowledge seekers. Like how in OBN we are regularly doing sessions after sessions after session, which have multiple viewpoints, brainstorming, discussions, key insights. Think about 100 times or 1,000 times platform that is called LinkedIn, where they are knowledge seekers. And knowledge seekers appreciate a lot of knowledge, key insights, like how you have participated in the mornings at 6:30, where a lot of people are sleeping still. So create that opportunity for most aware customers, create visibility for people who are already searching for you. That's the most critical factor because again you don't have to create a lot of visibility because one time if you are creating visibility then you should be searchable by your potential customers, like a lot of restaurants, cafe owners. There are a lot of chain of supermarkets. All those people are already available on LinkedIn and they are searching for vendors because every year they will be restructuring their vendor classes, agreements, multiple other things, and they start searching and who is the right vendor, and they keep posting on do I get a vendor on organic products, can I get a supplier, that is the way they search. Now, if you are not projecting you as a B2B supplier, you are missing out the gold mine because they are already searching and they are already ready to have an agreement and they are searching. But since you are not available and you have not positioned yourself as a supplier, they were not able to search you because you have projected yourself as entrepreneur, founder, director, chairman, that is the way. So people will not search for director and other people. People will search vendor, supplier, all those things. Now, if that positioning is not happening, then we are definitely missing gold mine because I can tell this with proof that once I have made that right kind of keywords in my platform, I was searchable by the B2B platform, because I also started from B2C where I write resume, LinkedIn for the job seekers. But the moment I optimized to the B2B space on various keywords, immediately I got a call from Simply Learn, KPMG Rise, wherein they were looking for coaches, trainers, other people for their own institutions, where it became a wholesale for my coaching. Like they have a bunch of people and just I just have to coach. So that becomes my B2B, wherein it was more easy because the crowd is already ready. I just have to go and deliver. But earlier, what happened? I have to do end to end, right from customer acquisition, pitching, and multiple other things, which is draining my energy. But one B2B agreement, one B2B association gave me a lot of volumes and presence, which definitely made a lot of sense in my elevation in this particular industry, which other people lacked because they were always following the retail customers who are like one to one and all those things. Now, this became my one to many, where it became like a retainer agreement for multiple other companies where I engage them in a corporate training every single month to give trainings on various subjects. Now you'll have to understand the fact on how this MNC companies or big ticket clients search. Now LinkedIn has given this data. If you are able to see on my LinkedIn or YouTube, you can see this particular data. I'll share this video after this conversation also. How buyers research sellers. Number one, they check their company website. Number two, as obvious, Google them. And number three, they will check your LinkedIn profile and they check LinkedIn company page, review they have posted or shared on LinkedIn, and check common connections on LinkedIn. So, six factors they check when a purchase manager or sourcing manager or decision maker is searching for a vendor. There are six factors which they check, out of which four is from LinkedIn. That is the level of domination LinkedIn is making by having a presence on LinkedIn. So this four spaces like LinkedIn profile, founders page, company page, your post, and common connections makes a greater difference in your association with a new vendor, because they've already started getting to know more about you without even starting a conversation with you. Now they don't have to wait for you to tell who are you, what are you doing, everything. Your LinkedIn profile says it all, where it says about common connections, wherein you might have common connections with the school friend, college friend, or company friend, whatever. We may not know. So that brings a lot of trust before even meeting a supplier or a producer of these kind of a food products. Now that is why we are keep on advocating that our presence is very very crucial in terms of these kind of platforms. So as I said, the most important element on LinkedIn is our clients is searching for us in terms of service providers, in terms of vendors, suppliers. So if you see, if you search for companies and search for any words like food products or something, you can click the company's page and click the location. You will get the entire data of who is providing that particular service product. You could have seen company pages who are service providers. So that filtering you can make so that you understand in your location who are all providing those kind of services. Now, if you have not created a company page and service page, and people, when they are searching and you are missing out in the entire list, the entire deal has gone wrong. Whatever efforts you are putting for 1 year to accumulate your B2C customer, you can gain from a B2B deal, which is a larger volume. But since your presence is not there, we are missing out a gold mine, because we are always running and chasing behind the D2C and B2C platforms where this gold mine we are missing. So I just want to give an awareness that how we are missing the golden opportunities when somebody is searching. Because when somebody is searching, he is already a ready to purchase guy or taken a decision that I will be buying this product or service. 70%. The only 30% is you just have to make a negotiation on the product varieties or discounts or negotiations on multiple things, but he is ready to buy. So if you are affordable to lose those kind of clients, then I can't say anything, because that's a gold mine we are missing out in the entire platform. So one big client, one B2B client or one high ticket client is equal to 100 low ticket clients. The efforts remains the same, but the conversion rate, think about 10 B2C clients and 10 B2B clients. You can have a wide variety of differentiation, because you are speaking volumes in terms of B2B, and it becomes a key account. Like every year, they will be buying volumes of products from your category. But B2C, what happens? You will have to repeat the same customer, chase the same customer to buy one or two product, which will drain your energy. Okay. This is where positioning makes a major difference, where your platform which you are selling, that have a greater influence on how your perceived understanding is there in the market. Now let's take the example of tea or a coffee bakery, which we see in every single street, where he sells for 15 rupees, maximum 20 rupees for a tea or coffee. Now, how he is positioning? He's a B2C, direct to consumer, right? Where we purchase for 15 rupees. And every single day he will be busy after busy. Even if you call for a business networking, even he will not come, because he say, I am very busy. Because hundreds and 100 to 500 people will be arriving his tea stall, but he will have business sales, but he will not scale up, because he doesn't have time to think on how to position, how to rebrand. But think about a situation where you go to airport and there is a cafe shop where it says 350 rupees, 300 rupees, 400 rupees. Why? Because they have repositioned themselves as a premium product, where he is associated with an airport on B2B model, where he can sell on whatever price he can, because the visitors who are coming to airport are affordable to have a tea for 350 rupees, and without having a sip of it they can catch a flight. So that's a platform which enhances our profit in a greater level, enhanced to a very elevated level of margin when we shift our ICP to low ticket to a high ticket. Now think in terms of positioning, repositioning yourself in larger margin. Who will be my ideal customer profile, who can provide more margin, and accordingly reposition yourself, project yourself as a B2B space seller in your food category, so that you identify and accumulate the right customer community, so that it helps you elevating in your business. Now everybody are making profits, but the profit margin will will have a lack or inconsistency when we are chasing the B2C clients. But 10 deals, think of 10 deals if you are making in 1 year, that will sound a greater growth in your business for next 5 years to 10 years, because you already proved yourself on what you can provide. And now it is only the production which you have to concentrate to increase your volumes. So anybody who is in this space, who are into B2C, please think about increasing your low ticket clients to a high ticket clients, and increasing your product value value proposition USP to target the B2B. Because B2B, when you go, the expectation is too high, and the clear indication of USP value proposition, what you can bring it to the table comparing to the rest of vendors, these all will be definitely calculated, because they have already seen somebody who is similar to you. Now when you have to penetrate that vendors, you have to have a very different way of value proposition and USP, so that he shifts from one vendor to another vendor. Now we have also used a lot of telecom products, a lot of Airtel, I mean, what you call data products, where if one telecom is not working, we are immediately shifting to the other telecom. Like how Geo to Airtel or Airtel to BSNL, whatever, because the kind of usage it is providing and kind of value proposition cost it is making, we are immediately shifting. So now think in terms of B2B on how they will shift to a vendor. So something extra value proposition you will have to create. Value proposition in the sense it is not only the discount, forget about discount. What value, new bundle you can create, new addition you can create, what new USP you can create. That's the area we have to think, so that a purchase manager can shift from one vendor to another vendor, one supplier to another supplier. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people could have dealt with this supplier agreement or vendor agreement, multiple other things. So you might have an interaction that your client is saying, okay, I was working with this particular X supplier, but he was not providing this. Right, that is the reason I'm shifting. Now make an understanding that he is not shifting for the same level of service, same level of product. Now you give extra something so that he sticks on, and you you should retain the client because he's volume, who's providing a lot of volume, you have to retain. So think in that terms, so that you retain for a very very long term. Otherwise he will be shifting your vendor agreement to another vendor agreement because you are providing the same. So that element you have to think when you are going to the B2B space where there are a lot of vendor shifting is happening. Now, last 2 3 days before, I've seen this Neil Patel's post. Now, people who don't know about Neil Patel, he's a digital marketing expert, sitting in US and giving a lot of blogs and ideas and digital marketing things. Where he has published one article which I thought like this will be very very relevant to this particular talk, where he says how different age groups keep up with trends and cultural movement, and what are all the source of aspect which is creating influence, which is like social media, friends and family, TV and streaming, digital media, podcast, and print media. These are the various tools and medias they are involving. And the Gen Z is always giving a high priority to the social media, where it contributes to 98%. Okay. The surprising fact what I got is they are considering sales, I mean, considering purchase decision by viewing a podcast. Now, if you see the pattern, there are a lot of podcasts with politicians and actors and business owners. Is because they have understood that these people are taking decisions because of podcast conversation. Because there's more and more, either it can be scripted or either it can be a live conversation where people are explaining their product and services in a very very neat way. Where it was not the case when we are posting text based content or video based content, where it is very very minimal level of engagement. But if you go for a podcast, it's a very very detailed conversation where I can understand the nuances behind each and every element of a product. Okay, let's say cosmetics. So cosmetics, as gents, we might think, okay, it is only for women. I don't have to use cosmetics. But somebody comes in a podcast experts and then say, okay, there is a product which can reduce your tan and reduce this one, reduce that one. Then we might think of buying because that is influencing my purchase decision, which I've never ever thought that I will be using cosmetics. Now that is a level of understanding we should have in market, where we should understand how the customer psychology is changing. Because think about you 5 years back, what was your profile, what you were doing. Now you are into a different space. We may not know Raghavendra, we may not know Arjun Reddy, we may not know Padmaja Man, we may not know Dr. Rao, we may not know Dr. Edward, Rakesh for that matter. We were all in different profiles. Now when we are into this OBN community, we represent position in a way that my perceived understanding towards Rakesh ji, Raghavendra, Padmaja is completely different, because whatever you have told, I have perceived. I don't know you about your backstory on what you have did in the past. It may be in a job, it may be in a family business, it might be a different business altogether. But how you have projected, that is my understanding. So, in a similar way, your ICP is also changing. It is not the same ICP what you have thought about 2020 and 21, thinking that these people will buy in this pattern. No, it is also evolving in a way that their psychology, their buying pattern, their platforms are completely migrating and evolving. So this we will have to understand the fact on how they are making decisions according to your industry, and accordingly you pitch your strategy based on that. Okay. Now, what is the next step in terms of building a right strategy on LinkedIn? First and foremost, optimizing the profile and building right connection, because without right connection, optimization is very a waste of time. Without right connections means without ICP or buyer persona, right connection may not evolve. So that's a basic. And second basic should be optimizing the profile and building right connections. Now, once you have built that, work towards your profile positioning. That means use clear B2B headlines, banners, add a strong bio and call to action, because that's where you will position yourself, translate in a language where B2B people will understand. That's the first thing to do. Second thing, connections. Once you have the buyer persona ICP, now you start personalized invites to relevant buyers. Let's say your target audience is restaurants. To reach out all the restaurant owners in Bangalore or Chennai. Or let's say your target audience is cafe owners who want organic products. So target only those people to build your network. Immediately don't think of sales, but start building connections, create a community, start engaging with them, so that work towards building 100 good connections. First of all, that should be your target for first 3 months. Let's say cafe owners, or let's say supermarket. Now next 3 months, your target should be building your LinkedIn profile with 100 cafe owners or supermarket or hotels, so that you have right audience. Tomorrow when you are posting content about your food or testimonial, they will resonate and start reverse conversation, because you are resonating to their idea. Okay, so instead of sales, think from a perspective of networking with the B2B, so that it works better. But a lot of founders, they want immediate things. Okay, I want tomorrow appointment, can we meet today? That becomes awkward, because you don't even know what is his psychology, what is his current vendor list. You don't know that, so that becomes awkward and they never respond. There are a lot of people who complain, okay, I've sent a connection request, you know what, GS, they're not responding. Why they are not responding? Because your positioning is wrong, your conversation pitch is wrong, or you're sending empty messages, or you're not talking in a right articulated way. That is the only reason they are not responding. Now, that should be the target for first 3 months, where you build the right connections in your community. Because let's say the example of OBN. OBN is what? OBN is full of founders, where they will understand that you are trying to pitch, trying to create awareness. They will understand, because they are also underwent the same pain point, and then they understand and listen to you on what you are trying to pitch. You will have the same emotions, that I'm also starting the business, he's also starting the business. Okay, let's listen to it. Let's help him to get right connections. This is the emotions we share within the OBN platform, where we share the same emotion, same sales model, and multiple other things where we resonate. And when we are calling them, they'll pick, because I have saved OBN as a suffix. So I'll quickly understand that this is from OBN community. So likewise, create a good community first of all in your LinkedIn profile by having 100 good connections with a very very targeted, very very specific. Okay, not 10 owners here, 10 cafe owners, 10 supermarket. No, if you are targeting restaurants, target only restaurants owners in Chennai, only supermarkets in Bangalore. That should be the level of targets. For at least you will understand whether their buying pattern is right or wrong, or whether my ICP is wrong or not. With that 100 sample size, you will make out and experiment for 3 to 6 months to understand whether they are really buying, and or are they really my ICP. Otherwise, you may not even know what is happening on the other side of it, because there's a mistake I have also done, like with when I was elevating to a different MSME and startups and other things. I didn't know the pattern that they will give a lot of importance to LinkedIn. So I was networking only on online platforms. But I understood that this lot of MSMEs and startups have the habit of joining business networking platforms like BNI and other platforms. That is the usual behavior of my client, potential client, where I have to go there and interact with them. That made little success because I've interacted them, explained them what it is, how they can get international clients, how they can get investors, especially startups. Then they resonated and understood that, yeah, this platform will really help me because this is what I want, which was not happening in the networking platform because everybody are beginners and they are pitching for their own product and service. Now, if I don't understand that my buying behavior is joining a business networking platform, then I'll be keep wondering and assuming that, okay, this is not my ideal customer profile. Now, that is the understanding you should have about your ideal customer profile and buyer persona, so that you pitch in a right way, right platform, give a right articulated message, and give bundle of benefits so that you retain a client that will elevate your profit margin. Now, how to scale from B2C to B2B on LinkedIn? The foundations remain the same, starting from all this aspect which we have spoken. Five elements which help you from B2C to B2B will be: number one, optimize, make your profile a B2B storefront with clear messaging. Like how you post in Amazon, Flipkart that you're a seller and other things. Here also, think purchase manager, sourcing manager, or CEO in your mind and create a clear headline that I am a supplier of this particular product. Number two, use personalized email. Don't send empty messages. Target your customers, start engaging with them, and send a personalized emails on what exactly you do. Start a conversation. Third one, very, very important, share thought leadership content. Thought leadership content means what? You will know what is the pain points of a B2B buyer. Start posting what are the pain points and how you can resolve that particular element. That will resonate because somebody who's undergoing that pain point, he will always resonate to the content because you are talking in the same language. Now, when you are posting, you will appear as a leader and not a vendor because you are talking at a very, very higher level that these are the mistakes you are doing and this is the solution you have to take. Now, as I said, these are all knowledge seekers. They will appreciate that, oh, okay, this guy is telling a lot of things. Now, when my ICP is startups and other things, I have to talk about um, pitch presentation, like how I did 8 minutes presentation. These are all useful elements for my startups and MSME founders who are looking for it because their habit is doing presentation. Now, if I talk about how to do an 8 minutes presentation, I become at least I'll perceived as a thought leader in that particular space, and they'll come for a discussion for what exactly you are making on LinkedIn. So that element have given minimum 18 conversions on my LinkedIn profile when I posted about how to make an 8 minutes presentation uh, in a networking platform. So that is a level of content where you have to identify the pain points and tell that these are the solutions, these are all the value. Give a lot of values. That's the only key thing which can attract the right kind of knowledge seekers, where they already know what exactly the pain point is. And if you are talking in the translation of language where you are projecting solving issues, then the conversation becomes more easier because they'll have a curiosity to talk to you rather than you chasing. Number four, there are a lot of groups, industry groups, specific industry groups belonging to food industry, food processing, and cosmetics, multiple other things. Search for groups in LinkedIn and join those groups and start engaging with those people because they are speaking your language. That means food processing, food products related groups engaging, so that they know that there's somebody is existing in the market and they are doing such things. So they will obviously open your profile and see what exactly you're doing. And if there is a alignment that they can collaborate, there is a possibility of collaboration. Now, fifth is building relationship. I don't have to reiterate the fact on how building relationship is important. You are stalwarts in building relationship. You already know it. Now, when you are building relationship, offer value before pitching sales. That's the key of business relationship, where sales comes after building relationship, especially high ticket clients. So you all know the fact. I'm just reiterating or recollecting what you already know, so that it helps you in migrating from a B2C space to a B2B space, where the profit margin, scalability, growth is ultimate, and one time effort in terms of scaling up. After that, you just have to maintain that key accounts that is in your hands by providing a lot of value additions. Now, talking about food industry, which are the success stories which has happened especially in Indian food business, that you can research on LinkedIn by looking at company profiles and founder profiles of ID Fresh Food. They are scaled from B2C to B2B with big basket deals using LinkedIn. ID Fresh Food. Search that on LinkedIn. You can find their company page, founders page, everything. Number two, Swadika Food. Swadika Foods, plural. They have positioned themselves as a B2B supplier in terms of vegetables and other things. You can see their company page, Swadika Foods, wherein they have not mentioned themselves as a food industry or retail products. They have immediately positioned themselves as exporter, supplier, where it relates to the B2B market. Third thing is Soulful. They have reached the health food stores like Nature's Basket through post only. So these three, LinkedIn company page and founders page, you can review to understand how these people, in spite of having a small business beginner, but projected themselves as B2B market player, they have attracted the right clients. Okay, how you are positioning, based on that only you will attract the right clients. Otherwise, you are ending up in random clients where the buying cycle will have a greater damage to your entire profit margin. Now, coming to the key takeaways and next steps, I'll just summarize on the totality of what we have spoken. First and foremost, define ICP and buyer persona. Know your buyer. Know your buyer. Know your buyer. I have to have say 100 times, because without understanding the customer psychology, we are just spraying and praying. So, tailor your approach based on your ICP and buyer persona and choose a right marketing platform. Number two, optimize profile and post. Showcase only and only your B2B expertise if in case you're coming to LinkedIn, or based on the platform which you are using, understand who will be watching, and based on that you showcase either B2C or B2B. But if in case you are coming to LinkedIn, showcase only your B2B, because the kind of people are there is kind of premium people, like airport people who are visiting airport. So you have to project yourself as B2B so that you have good alignment with co-creation, collaboration, or vendor partnership, all that. Third one, since it's a business networking platform, engage with groups, build trust, nurture relationship. That is the way where we have to get into high ticket clients. Number four, use personalized emails. Please don't send empty requests. Please don't send with without engaging. Don't follow them or comment them. So once you see an ideal customer profile like B2B purchase managers, start engaging with their own post. Appreciate them. Then move on to send a personalized email request that your post is very good. Are you working in a restaurant? Something like that. You have to have a conversation starter so that it makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, you are a You are a first time when you are meeting first time. um, with cold messages, it is only the text which you are representing. But when you have optimized your profile and you have given chance for them to open your profile, then it makes lot of sense, because he will talk in very very common terminologies, that oh okay, you belong to this space, I also belong to this space. Oh, you like organic products, yeah, I also like organic products. So the conversation becomes little more casual than the formal note, because you have already engaged with his comment and newsletters and multiple things, so that he doesn't feel that you are talking for the first time. So email request has to be tailored, but before that, at least 2 weeks before, you start engaging with the ideal customer profile, so that he appreciates your email request. Otherwise, it will act as a cold email where he will definitely not respond. Number 5, take action, update your profile, join a group, post every single week. If not, if you don't have time, at least post every Wednesday, so that the platform is active on Wednesday. That's what the data says, but the algorithm keep changing. So that element we'll have to keep it in mind. These are the key takeaways and next steps. Now, before going to a brainstorming or question answer session, I'll tell you how we work with founders, startups, and MSMEs, so that you get an understanding. So what we do with MSME in startup is we do LinkedIn optimization, done for you service for founders. Done for you means we work in terms of discovery call to understand your product, service, your profile, what you belong to, everything we collect in a discovery call questionnaire. And we will be working on your LinkedIn profile by collecting your username and password. And we will be optimizing section by section, right from your banner, headline, about us, 50 keywords, all those things. We will be handling your entire profiling, positioning by doing a right markets research, by understanding your ICP and buyer persona, because we will be doing all the research. Once you set the discovery call that this is my goals, then we will be doing a thorough research on how is the psychology of your ICP, who is your ideal customer profile, what is a new ICP you have to shift. All that we will be suggesting and create a greater profile, boosting and attracting the right B2B audience. Now, the package starts from basic, standard, and premium, where basics goes for 35,000, standard goes for 50,000, and premium goes for 70,000. Just for information, I'm just telling. Now, we have also started Founders LinkedIn one-to-one coaching, where we will be giving LinkedIn advanced hacks training only for the founders who are very, very active on LinkedIn, where we will be doing 10 one-to-one sessions, like how we have done a done for you service in the LinkedIn optimization. You will have a one-to-one conversation on what are all elements we are doing in the done for you service. It will be like a coaching program for the founders, because here we will not implement things, but we will be coaching you on how to implement. Because since it's a networking platform, the founder's responsibility is also spend time on LinkedIn. So that way, we created this particular option of founders one-to-one LinkedIn advanced hacks training, where we will cover up 10 one-to-one sessions starting from your basics, ICP, creating new ICP, buyer persona, customer psychology, and we will be giving a lot of free AI tools to boost your content, because you know about ChatGPT, but what are the advanced prompts, advanced chromes, advanced tools which you can use for free? Those things we will be telling you to adopt in this particular hacks training, so that you move faster in this particular thing. Third is repositioning as thought leader, because I always believe when we have to work for B2B clients, we should appear bigger than the client. Then only they will respect, and we'll also maintain a self respect while talking to them, because they are somebody who is meeting, going for a lot of summits, other places where they will quickly review the LinkedIn profile. But if we are not projecting ourselves as a thought leader in our own industry, then they will not respect. They will treat you as a supplier, seller, that's all. So positioning as a thought leader is very, very crucial on LinkedIn, because that will act as a PR for our own self and reposition ourselves as a bigger leader comparing to a B2C startup. Now, there are a lot of scripts which we use in terms of in-mail conversation, comment conversation, multiple conversation. If you are making, there is a strategy which is involved in LinkedIn. Now, a lot of people, they complain that there is no response, they are not responding because the articulation is wrong. They'll obviously not respond. Now we have built a best templates for sending emails, commenting, posting, multiple other activities, how to act in groups. All this we will have a script to work on so that it works very, very faster, because it is all time tested and industry tested on which is working better. So accordingly, the experimented templates only we will be sharing so that it works faster for. Now these are all various aspects which we will coach in the entire section, like in LinkedIn influencer blueprint for founders, where you position, publish, prospect, and profit. Now, this session wise information I'll share you in the WhatsApp group. But overall, this is the idea where we are mastering the LinkedIn basics, setting your goal, and crafting new ICP and buyer persona, and positioning strategy for founders, why, how, and what, competitor scan, unique value proposition, founders page optimization, one-to-one coaching, content strategy and calendar creation, 3 to 1 content framework, balance. I mean, the content posting should also, it should not be like a random one post in morning, one post in evening. That doesn't work. It should have a framework. That framework, we will tell you how to use it, and advanced tools in AI which we are using for our own self, that we will be sharing for the founders who are coming to this one-to-one coaching. And we will also tell which post will work better in terms of hook methods, prompt methods on AI. That will also will teach you, because now Grok is playing a major role in terms of prompt creation. So I've experimented in last 3 months on how Grok is better than ChatGPT. So we have experimented with multiple founders, and we got some best templates which will create good results. That is also involved. Creating social proof with testimonials, case studies, video scripts, and multiple things is super crucial, where we will suggest you the right kind of social proofing for your own food industry. LinkedIn groups, events, networking, how to dominate in this particular group, and what all hacks, advanced hacks, wherein you can reach out to those group methods, events method, how to conduct a podcast, how to appear as a speaker, how to go as a guest lecturer in a college. These are the keywords we will be uh, putting in this place so that you appear as a leader rather than a seller. The final 8 to 10 session is more towards generation of high ticket clients, scaling up, where we will be creating outreach, lead magnets, scaling, execution, more towards that element where your sales pipeline is very, very crucial. So 8 to 10 sessions in the last will be more towards that. But before that, the foundational element we will be building so that at the end of the climax it works better, because it works more towards the offers and other factors comparing to your product varieties or USP which brings to the picture. So these are the 10 sessions which we make for the founders. Now, one example which we can say how we have worked with Dr. Rao is like when we have started working. If you're watching in LinkedIn, you can watch the screen where I have given the before after screens of Dr. Rao, where earlier the projection was more towards physician, wellness coach, author, speaker, helping you to take charge of your wellness one step at a time. That was a heading where Dr. Rao was projecting himself for the wellness industry, where he was projecting himself as a thought leader. Now, when we have started Discovery Call, we understood that he is targeting specific people like doctors, nurses, and he wants to scale up his corporate training activities to the um, companies, MNCs, and all that. So we recreated his profiling positioning towards a different headline where we say prevention coach for doctors and nurses helping HR or L&D to protect their employees from stress. Now, this communicates to the HR and L&D that he is the go-to person who can give some lectures or speaking events or workshops to our own corporate, which will work for him as a B2B space. Now, we have also mentioned public speaker, corporate wellness workshops. So that indicates that he can handle volumes of people who are interested in wellness. Now, that is a communication we have created for a B2B, and we have given a lot of techniques on what exactly has to be executed. I'm sure he's following, and every day he's conducting some sessions. Um, we are still working, but there is some gap in working with him, wherein we will recontinue his work. I think he's busy with various other things. So only half of the things we have implemented. I'll be very honest with you. So once it is fully completed, full fledged, you will definitely see a lot of results because it's all halfway through. Now, people who opt for this one-to-one coaching, we have exclusive bonuses where we engage you with exclusive WhatsApp community where we have 400 founders from multiple platforms, and we will be projecting you the founders featured article in my newsletter, which has about 13,500 subscribers globally, which is all of full of professional audience from the LinkedIn platform. So projecting there will give you a lot of elevation into your reachability and article. And I think for Mr. Rakesh, we have done that, and more than a good number of views we have seen. And we also come up with one-to-one podcast YouTube interview where I have streamed in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. 4 platforms. I will be doing a one-to-one founders podcast where the founder will be working with me on a scripted thing where I'll be triggering questions to educate his product to the greater audience. So that is way we will be scripting that podcast where it will be like 40 minutes or 1 hour of educational webinar to the audience where it will come with a very salesy pitch at the end, like book a one-to-one session or book a product, something like that. Call to action we will create in this kind of a podcast and interview where I'll be enabling the sales part at the end of the podcast. So these are all exclusive bonus for people who are opting for this service with full payment. Now, the cost of this is 20,000 for full payment, where you can gain the benefits of all the three, that WhatsApp community, newsletter feature, and podcast interview. Now, for OBN members, what we are doing is we will go per session costing. That means 2,000 per session you can pay so that you get elevated one by one at a pace you can learn little more faster because everybody will be in a different space on your business journey. So it should not be a factor that it will stop you to scaling up. Rather, I'll facilitate you with this pace that whenever you're ready you go for the next session, because there will be a lot of foundational elements which we will be discussing on this one-to-one session, where per session can be 2000 followed by 10 sessions, where you have 10 sessions to build your B2B space. So that is the option we are giving for the OBN members, but this will last till only May 31st, where after that I'll not be taking any one-to-one sessions. So you can book a one-to-one session free of cost for a LinkedIn review in my link, which is topmat.io/gskumar. I'll just put it in the chat box right now. So this one, this one-to-one review will be free till May 31st, where you can book a LinkedIn review session rather, wherein we will completely thoroughly do a LinkedIn audit to understand where do you stand and how you can scale up. Okay. Now that brings to the end of the conversation where we'll try to understand how we have to scale up and make this 2025 as a year of B2B scale up. So far, you could have experimented by joining business networking platform, experimented Facebook, going to a summit, everything. But think in terms of elevating your business model into a B2B space where it will help you scale up and consistent revenue from key accounts. That's should be the goal of 2025. Wherein if you are investing on LinkedIn on 2025, I'm sure next 5 years it will be very very productive and have a good profit margin in your entire business. So somebody who's really really interested in scaling up, I would invite for a LinkedIn audit. But you feel that okay, it is very costly, I don't belong to that, I'm not ready for that, um, will not work, because we want only serious people who have that mindset to scale up. So if you are thinking for booking an audit, make sure you are ready for the investment of 20,000 or per session costing, so that we will have a fruitful and productive discussion. Thank you so much, Padmaja madam, for giving this great opportunity to educate the OBN community on LinkedIn scale up, which I have personally experienced. And I was so happy to share all these nuances with you. Now the floor is open for questions.
Very nice session,